Everything Suspect Podcast is your boy Billy D. You know how we do. Like, subscribe, hit the bell. Was not trying to do a podcast today, but boy, I just saw something that kind of upset me, and I didn't think that it would. Well, I'm sure I won't be here long, right? But I usually have like notes and I get prepared and I do all these things for these podcasts, so I make sure I don't miss any points. I'm real heavy on like making sure I cover everything and try to keep it short and sweet. I'm telling y'all right now, I'm freestyling completely off the top of my dome because I was upstairs watching something and I had to come down here and get on this microphone, man. Will women's sports ever be respected? That's the title. And it feels weird, right? Because I just did a topic on Ebony K. Williams, and I was, the feedback that I received was, I went a little bit too hard on her. And I'm about to go back on. I'm about to go back in. This is a callback to a old podcast that I had called Free Brittney. And for those who don't know who that was or what that was about, it was about Brittney Griner being locked up and just the missed opportunity that was available to enhance women's sports. And it bothers me because, I got daughters. My oldest daughter, she was an athlete all through high school. She was very good at the sports that she played. And so I have a vested interest in seeing women's sports do well. I want to see them do well. But I don't like hypocrisy. I don't like missed opportunities where you can enhance your sport or your league or whatever, and they're gone. And what I will say right now is that the Brittney Griner situation is the biggest missed opportunity in female sports, in all of female sports history. Yes, there were campaigns to get Brittney out, but I felt like they could have been done better. You could have got more out of it. I can remember on one of my podcasts talking about how during the NBA finals, they should have had commercials. They should have had a free Brittney t-shirts being sold. They could have did anything. I know the WNBA did their things. I know there are community and groups who wrote the president and the vice president. And I know that there are people who actually did do things to try to get Brittney home, who had a vested interest in seeing her be freed from Russia. Not talking about you, so we're good. I'm talking about the people who say they want equal rights. As we're living in a time where even part of the Ebony K. Williams podcast was talking about how your Beyoncés, your Sierras, especially with black women, not just black women, but especially black women, and this new experience that they have to be independent, to not need no man, to do their thing, to push that narrative ahead. They should have been supportive. You should have heard more from them. I think that the women's movement right now can be looked at as a form of activism if you play it right. But if you're just talking to talk, if you're just making music because you think that's what people want to hear, if you're just doing things because you think that's the thing to do right now, it's going to fall flat. It's going to be a failure. Let's look at the commercial, and let's just go through. So starting there, let's go through the things that we have seen happen on TV and in news and all of these things that really could have made this situation out to be a dope one. From those songs with Sierra and all them, then you got your Ebony K. Williams out here now. I'm looking, there's a very popular commercial out where females are doing all the things that men do in basketball games. So like one female, she steps over a dude like Iverson stepped over Tyronn Lue. in the finals. It's a elderly lady on there doing the Dame Time thing. You know what I'm saying? Like all of these things to show you, like, hey man, we can do the same thing. We just as good as the men. You know what I'm saying? Like we can do it all. I thought it was dope. Well, first of all, I thought it was corny, just because I don't think you garner respect by doing something like somebody else, how somebody else did it. I think female sports needs their own identity, but when you just do things the way a guy did them, and that goes in anything, you know what I'm saying? Like Kobe will never be as great as he should be, or as people. I think Kobe does not get a lot of the respect that he deserves because he was so much like Michael Jordan, right? I don't even vote Kobe as being in my top where he should be, according to how good he was, his killer instincts. I respected him, great player, but guess what? He's not as high on my list because I feel like a vote for Mike is a vote for Kobe because Kobe just wanted to be Mike. You get what I'm saying? So it's not just a dog on women. That's how it is with anything. Anything that is the same or tries to be the same as something that's already established is whack. It comes off corny to a lot of people, especially people that are in that culture. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, that's just my opinion, right? Because I'm not a marketing genius. I got a business degree and I did pretty good in school, and I had to take some marketing classes, but I'm not working for Gatorade or Wheaties or Nike or whoever made that commercial with those females. But just as a sports fan, it was corny, but I know that it could have did well with pushing female sports forward, specifically basketball, since it was a basketball commercial during the time when Brittney Griner comes home. So what happens? Yesterday was the beginning of the WNBA season, and Brittney Griner played her first game in almost 2 years, and her first game since coming back from, or being released from Russia, and it was in LA. Today she has a game, her first home game, in Phoenix. Kamala Harris showed up. She went in the locker room. They did the whole. I think both teams were in the locker room together with, the vice president. They had, a great conversation to welcome her back. But notable people that were there: Magic Johnson, Michael Cooper, Don Staley, of course, the vice president, and I don't know. That was it. That was basically everybody that showed, or that they showed on camera. Here's a problem that we have. The Lakers had their first home game of the Western Conference Finals yesterday, which was Saturday. Brittney Griner played her first game back after being detained the day before in LA. I challenge anybody out there to go back and watch the game yesterday from LA playing Denver and see how many celebrities, athletes were in attendance for that game. Then go and look at how many were in attendance for Brittney Griner's return. You're already in town. See, I used to say, I remember having a conversation with my uncle, and he was talking about how the difference in pay between professional male athletes and female professional athletes, and we know that it's disparaging. And so he was asking me, like, why do you think that is? Because they want more money, they deserve more money, but what's going on? I'm like, females have to support females. The females don't even go to WNBA games. So how in the world do you expect that to advance? And why are females not going to these games? Why are women putting on the most expensive shoes and jewelry and everything that they got to go and sit courtside at a Lakers game, but won't do it for a WNBA game? Why is that? Why aren't women saying, yo, let's all go get glammed up, go get, you know what I'm saying, drinks and dinner and go to a WNBA game and watch our sisters play? That's the reason why there's a disconnect in women's sports. Earlier this year, we saw Angel and Caitlin in the WNCAA tournament, and they brought in more viewers than the actual men's tournament did that championship. At the very least, those two ladies should have been there, especially considering that's what they're going to do next. Both of those females, if they're not going to the WNBA, they're doing the WNBA a humongous disservice. But I'm pretty sure that they will be. So what should have happened is they should have had their behinds there, or the WNBA should have made sure that they were there. Give them personal invitations, put them on the front row, let them sit side by side. This is the new Magic Johnson and Larry Bird of our league. When they come in, get ready. And they did it. It was a blown opportunity. Where's Sierra? I be seeing Beyonce and Jay-Z at Laker games like all the time. I see Jay-Z taking Blue Ivy to football games. What would be doper than seeing Beyonce and Blue Ivy at a daggone WNBA game? Oh my God. How dope would that be? I get goosebumps just thinking about it. Why isn't that happening? Because they don't respect the sport. It's all talk. It's all talk. I don't even know how this is going to be a sustainable business model. Shouts to Kyrie Irving. I know he gave. I know he's gone to WNBA games before. But outside of that, I don't know of anybody that NBA players that go on a regular basis, take their daughters, stars, movie stars, singers, all these females out here talking about, you know what I'm saying, independent females, and they ain't going to no WNBA games. Why is that? So that's my question. Because the love ain't real. The love ain't real. So what do we have to do to take female sports seriously? Y'all let me know, man. Whew. I think I might be in trouble for this one. Y'all chill, man. Everything's suspect.
Everything Suspect Podcast.